Apollo 4. On August 26, 1967, engineers at Launch Pad 39A began testing the Apollo 4 Saturn V, facing delays from a botched countdown rehearsal and a faulty fuel cell. But after a tense 3-day countdown from Kennedy Space Center's Firing Room 1, it launched on November 9th instead of the planned November 7th. At 7 a.m. on November 9, 1967, the Saturn V's 5F-1 engines erupted with 7.5 million pounds of thrust, unleashing a deafening roar that shook the press site miles away as the rocket lumbered skyward. As the Saturn V thundered upward, a plume of fire and smoke billowed behind it, painting the morning sky with streaks of raw power. Down below, engineers held their breath, their months of toil now riding on this single, trembling ascent. The air crackled with tension and awe, a symphony of man's ambition piercing the heavens. Miles away, spectators shielded their eyes against the glare, hearts pounding in time with the rocket's mighty pulse. 2.5 minutes after liftoff, at 40 miles up, the Saturn V's first stage ran dry, detached, and fell away, captured on film by cameras aboard the second stage, which then fired its 5 engines for 6 minutes to push Apollo 4 to 120 miles in near-orbital speed, before the third stage's lone engine burned for another 2.5 minutes, settling the spacecraft into a 114 by 116 mile orbit around Earth.
The camera gave engineers a close-up look at another event, the separation of the interstage structure. This was critically important, because clearances were extremely small between the structure and the engine.
For 3 hours, Apollo 4 circled Earth twice, its systems humming under Mission Control's watchful eye as they prepped for the third stage's next J-2 burn, a 5-minute burst that flung the spacecraft into an elliptical orbit with a peak of 10,695 miles. 10 minutes later, the Command and Service Module, CSM, broke free from the third stage, firing its Service Propulsion System, SPS, for 16 seconds to nudge its apogee to 11,244 miles, then tilting to stress test its heat shield as it climbed. At its highest point, 5 hours and 46 minutes after launch, an onboard camera snapped 715 stunning color shots of Earth. The command module ditched the service module, angled its heat shield forward, and slammed into the atmosphere at 24,974 miles per hour. Drogue chutes popped open, followed by 3 main parachutes at 10,000 feet, guiding it to a Pacific splashdown 12 miles off target, just 8 miles from the USS Bennington. Upright and intact, Apollo 4's 8-hour, 27-minute, 9-second odyssey ended in triumph.